Katie Dunsworth is in this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
We are talking about those touchy financial issues this morning, and you're never sure quite how to react.
I like dollar dilemmas or awkward financial situations,
Awkward
and they're always person to person. It usually comes from our own insecurities, not knowing what to do, not knowing how much we should tip, or what to say when someone doesn't pay you back. So there's a few of those.
Let's start with that suggested tip. When do you tip for takeout?
Yes.
All those things.
Yeah, so I could do many segments on tipping. I think the one that gets me lately is the new suggested tip, which the one that cracks me up is where it's like a dollar amount on like a coffee. So it's like your coffee's $1 and they're suggesting $1 tip or a $2 tip. What do you do in those situations?
I try and pay cash in
Yes.
those situations. But with the other ones, I'm never sure. And I'm never sure when they're offering you, 15, 18, 20%. And really, that's the tip on the total. When you're generally tipping in another way,
Yes.
you're tipping on the service. You're not tipping the tax.
Exactly.
So I never know what the appropriate thing to add is.
They call this tip creep. Now you have to tip for I saw this at the butcher recently. The ice cream shop that I go to is like a 20% tip suggested. So I am against tip creep. In general, I think your strategy is really smart. Try and pay cash. Or what I'll do is I'll just make sure that the tip I'm giving is cash and saying, I want to make sure that this is going to you. I don't know when I do it through a machine who it's actually going to. So the recommendation is on the things that you weren't tipping on before, you do not have to tip. I hit 0. And if you've received great service, the minimum is 15%. If you feel like you want to tip more than that, and just make it clear that I want to make sure this goes to you and the team that's helped.
And so you do have to tip the 15% on the total, not just on the base.
Yeah.
Good advice. What about that friend who doesn't pay you back?
I've got a few of these in my life, unfortunately. Yes. So I think the thing to anticipate, and the one that's awkward, is when it's somebody that you think will pay you back. So the ones I know that don't pay me back, I just don't pay for them anymore. But when it's somebody who, you've put money in for, whether it's for a trip or for a gift, these are things that it can be very, very awkward. So what I do now across the board is say, okay, I've paid for this. If you can pay me back, the date for this is this time. We've also started to do this. We're going to a wedding this year, and one of the things that we are actually using is technology. So where everyone it's basically like crowdfunding for gifts, where everyone is responsible for putting in their own portion, and this site sends reminders and allows everyone to contribute sort of at their own pace, and so not one person is out. The issue is that you can't actually pay for the gift until all the money's there, but at least I'm not the one sending out the reminders.
It gets a third party involved, and you can't blame anyone individually.
Yeah, that's share gift. So it's a cute idea. The only thing I would say about this one is it allows people to contribute their own amount, where if it's a gift or a trip, it's usually a set amount, but again, it's taking it outside of you and into a third party, which is kind of a cool idea.
A lot of people have donor fatigue when you're asked for donations all the time.
Yeah, and the ones that get me the most are the ones that come door to door, and it's a child or it's a cause that's great. Overall, my strategy with donation is at the beginning of the year, at some point in the year, I'll just decide how much you're going to allocate to donations, and if there's a little bit of miscellaneous money, that's great. Do what you want, but we are very specific in the charities that we personally give to, and so when I get approached, whether it's door to door or whatever, I say, we're really love what you're doing. Our donation dollars we put towards this. However, I want to support you, and if there's any other way that I can support you that's not financial, I'm all ears.
Before we run out of time, a family asks for a loan.
Yes.
In 10 seconds, can you sum up how to get yourself out of that?
Again, take it offline. There's great free contract software that you can get that makes, again, the payment schedule clear and the reminders clear. Lending Karma is the one that I really like, and it just allows you to make it not personal, but it's worth sometimes lending to family, so just make it clearer and more simplified.
Tricky situations, Katie. Thank you.
Thank you.
For more details and cost-saving ideas,